glass of cannabis. It's been a glorious year. I want someone in here to stand to their feet and tell me their best way to smoke. Who will it be? You are what's your name, girl?
Not him. It don't really matter when we all agree. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough.
Ladies in here tonight can't deal with the real. Hey, so you got to realize when you
What's up with y'all out there? This is the Best Way to Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J
and Serpo Jr. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend.
Yes, please believe. Make sure you do that, man. And we definitely appreciate everybody that tap in with the show, all the subscribers, man. We appreciate y'all. So we gonna, you know what we do? We always jump into the tip, and the best way to smoke tip is for old stoners and new stoners. You know, if you smoking and jumping in the car, please make sure that you not too high. You know, you don't want to get caught up and get no DUI or nothing like that, because they really cracking down on that the same way they crack down on it with the alcohol. They trying to bring it to the weed and shit though. So I don't know the stipulations to the laws and shit though. Like if you have your motherfucking like if it smell like weed in the car, if that's cause for them to give you a DUI or some shit like that though, or if they gotta actually test you to see though. But man, everybody out there, just be careful, man.
What up, motherfuckers got that OG Kush cologne on and shit, but they don't even smoke weed. Like they gonna go to the little DUI checkpoint spot, you know what I'm saying? Like sober as a motherfucker though. What they got on this OG Kush, you know what I'm saying, cologne, you know what I'm saying? They got on this and baby got on the cookie spray. They gonna take a motherfucker in.
Hey, they probably, you know how them cops is, man. They probably would and shit though if they didn't have no test to give a motherfucker right there.
Look, that's how you laugh, man. That shit is a joke like that. But you know what I'm saying? On a serious note, you know what I'm saying? I don't know like how they gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? You can do that shit like with the alcohol or whatever. They got the little breathalyzer or whatever. I still don't know how that shit work. You know what I'm saying? But then on the flip side of that, like a motherfucker could have like been at a function 14 days ago. Smoke some. OG Kush, Gorilla Glue, Skywalker, cookies and all that shit.
Right.
But that shit's still in the motherfucking system now. Like, what's the determination of this shit?
Yeah, how they gonna run it, man? Whatever they doing, I just hope it's fair for the stoners, though. That's what we advocate, man. We hope whatever they doing out there to try to regulate shit, though, we hope it works out for the stoners, the people that indulge in that shit, though. And that's the best way to smoke tip. So look, though, everybody been talking about this, it's not the submarine, what is it?
Submersible.
The submersible. Everybody been talking about the submersible, the situation with that. And it's been highlighted to me. Rest in peace to those people, first of all. But to me, it seemed like it's kind of been like dragged out where they can highlight other things that's going to affect more people. You know what I'm saying? Or other things that's a little bit more important that probably should be out there for people to have information about. You know what I mean? Because, you know, for instance, if you got a president that's, you know, that has a son that, you know, have a motherfucking gun, a gun charge and shit like that for unlawfully possessing a firearm and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
hold on. Joe Biden's son got an unlawful handgun?
Yes.
So Mr. Anti-2A banned all assault weapons and all this, that, and the other. You mean to tell me like his living son has an unlawful firearm?
Yep.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, man. And it's a trip that is
that's past crazy. Like not to cut you off, because it's like you got a whole, what is this? You got a whole nation of people, you know what I'm saying, trying to fight for their Second Amendment right.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like some real like law-abiding people. You know what I mean? Because I believe like some of the little laws and shit as far as like the little guns, this, that, and the other is really aimed towards law-abiding citizens. Because if you take the criminal aspect out of it, They don't give a fuck about whether I got a license for this or what. You know what I'm saying? They main worry will probably be where the fuck I'm gonna get the ammo from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really not the law-abiding people that this shit is taking effect to. But getting on that, it's like for Joe Biden's son, he got like all type of little mental shit going on that's recorded.
And he was a crack addict?
All that
just
stuff.
To keep it 100, you know what I'm saying?
Really,
like,
that's all that stuff. And that's part of the certain stipulations when you fill out certain applications for firearms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is something that Joe Biden goes against.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, we need, you know what I'm saying, background checks, this, that, and the other. If they don't pass this, they don't get that. Oh, ban this and ban that. But your son just walked through all of it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? With no backlash. That's like toe up.
On the real. That shit is crazy though. And that's just like something that's kind of been brushed under the rug with this submersible, with the situation with the 5 people in the submersible. But I just want to say this though. I don't know no black person I don't know too many people that's gonna wanna spend $250,000 to go see the Titanic, to go see some old shit down there.
Look, tell me this. You blood. You my big cousin. Say you, 3 other big cousins. Y'all get together, you know what I'm saying? Y'all right there. But me, Serpo Jr., I go do the stupidest shit that you can probably think of.
Right.
Is that like real condolences? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, you smart enough. You know better than this.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You knew if you go over here, this shit have happened. I can't even say if you a motherfucker can say my bad for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is going to go in a submersible with an artificial Xbox controller?
Yeah, that shit crazy. And I know me being me,
just to see something.
Yeah, if you would have told me, like, man, I'm thinking about doing, I'm going, I'd have been like, cuzzo, don't do that shit, nigga.
I probably would have got passed out, nigga. But look, though, it's a fucking, like, the submersible. First off, are you finna put your life up to about $35-$40 with no electricity and you depending on the life of this remote?
Right, on the control. And then the way he tossed that motherfucker down, he was like, oh, we got a couple more extra ones and shit like that. Hell nah.
That was a hell of a distraction, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, it was a good and then the way they dragged it out, talking about, oh, like 2 days later, oh, we heard a little bleep. You know what I'm saying? We heard some banging and shit like that, though. You know what I mean?
That right there, too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't these motherfuckers got sonar? Like the United States got the Navy, United States Navy, right? You know what I'm saying? They got all of that top of the line shit. They can see shit coming from miles and miles away.
Yeah.
Like, why they wasn't on the sonar, like, little beep beeping? They heard the beep beep, but you can't see that motherfucker?
On the real, and that's crazy. And then you think about, okay, that was 5 people. Like I said, rest in peace to those 5 people, though. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the other situation with the people that was on the boat. I forget where they was going, but it was probably like hundreds of people on the boat, and the boat went down and they all died. That shit wasn't in the news, nowhere. The first time I actually seen it was scrolling through Instagram, and Obama was talking about it. He was sitting down talking about it.
Go like that.
Let me wipe my shit though. Look, let me wipe my shit though.
Hey, that's fucked up because all the
good looking out though.
All the motherfuckers see his knees coming out.
Hey, look though. I appreciate that though, because some people wouldn't have said shit though. You know what I'm saying? But look, we could keep that on for the people, man. Like, look, if you talking to your partner, man, and they mouth might have some white shit in the corner of their mouth, tell them and let them know, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that though. But back to what the motherfucker was saying, he was actually.
No, it's like from what you're saying, those people that was on the it was like maybe hundreds of people like on like trying to get away from somewhere or some shit like that on the little boat that nobody's paying no attention to.
No attention. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like whatever it is that they were fleeing from, they fled in the flocks. Right. I'm not gonna say in the hundreds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was probably about 100, but I will say in the flocks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to get away. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we don't know if these people doing wrong or what. But for it not to be spoken about, for some motherfuckers going in a submersible, just to go see
the Titanic,
remnants of the Titanic,
see down there though. And I think they had some pictures of the people that was on the boat. I don't know if those was the actual pictures, but when I was looking through, like social media, I seen some pictures of, of the people that was on that boat, and it was a lot of people on that boat, man. And that
With the Titanic. I mean, the with the people that
with the people that passed away and shit like that though. That shit that drowned. You know what I mean?
Man, that's crazy, and it's like that's not even being like no attention on. I'm not gonna say no attention, but it's minimal attention. And them motherfuckers are trying to get to better living or something.
Yeah, trying to get up out that situation. And then like just moving on to even with the chicken, like what they doing with the chicken and stuff though, with the taking the cells.
So they cloning chicken.
Yeah. What they doing? Yeah, because they basically taking the cells from another one to create, but they growing them. They growing the motherfuckers and shit though. Like
I think that's how
it's
you
not
do it. It's not
coming from an egg though.
Like when they clone it, I think that's how they do that shit. They take them cells and it still has to grow. It is do its process, but it's not the egg laying and shit.
Right, but think about when you take something and duplicate it hundreds of times, thousands of times, millions of times. That shit, I don't know, man. That shit might be doing something to the genes. That shit it's not natural though. And even with meat eaters, it ain't even no non-meat eater thing though. But even with meat eaters, that motherfuckers ain't feeling that shit though.
I mean,
what you think? Would knowing like going to the supermarket, knowing that your meat, your chicken, because right now it's just chicken, knowing that your chicken wasn't hatched from an egg, just knowing that it was just grown from a stem cell, would you be okay with eating that chicken versus getting it naturally?
No, I would not actually be okay with that. But, you know what I'm saying, on the flip side of that, and it's like really all consumers, how do you actually, if you go into the grocery market to get that shit, how do you actually know that actually wasn't this? You know what I'm saying? Cloned. How you know it wasn't cloned before? Like how you know it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, lab grown before it actually got there.
Oh, they been having.
So like this may not be nothing new, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm like aware, like, nah, I wouldn't probably want that. You know what I'm saying? That's why like a lot of, not just meat eaters neither though. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, would rather grow their vegetables, you know what I'm saying, watch their chickens grow, watch the eggs, or however. They rather, like, you have a lot of people that sticks to that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll go that route. But as far as like this shit right here, like, I don't know, like, what the fuck was the person thinking, talking about I just want to just grow this shit in the lab and just
guess who's the who's funding this shit though? Bill Gates. He the motherfucker that's like behind the funding with all this kind of shit though, with this push. And
artificial motherfucker.
Yeah, and this the shit he was talking about, like, in some of his shit when he be speaking and stuff like that though. He talk about shit. He talked about all this shit before.
I mean, but
because it's too many people in the world and stuff like that though. They gotta have enough food to feed everybody. So this is a way to be able to create the food, without having.
Yeah, that shit crazy, man. And it's like, it's really not a surprise because you got AI taking over. You know what I'm saying? You already got like motherfuckers on writer's strike and shit like that because this AI shit, that's another distraction that's going down.
The AI shit.
You know what I'm saying? You got like TV shows that's going out. You got singers, rappers up there. You can just mash a button and shit being made. You know what I'm saying? The metaverse taking over some shit. Like, I'm not surprised they coming over here to like the food world.
Yeah. And then what I think Ice Cube was saying, like, if anybody, even the AI, whoever running the program, he gonna sue if they use any kind of likeness of his voice and shit like that, though.
Yeah, and that shit. Now, that's kind of crazy because it's like if this chicken is like that, you can barely tell sometimes, you know what I'm saying, from if it's Cube and the fucking AI. So if a motherfucker going and just putting some hot sauce, nigga, on this lab grown shit.
Nigga, you don't fucking know. And then this is the trip part. Like you said a few minutes ago, they been cloning and shit like that though. It's all the cloning. I think don't get me wrong, if it was 2018 I think it might have been 2018, or 2008 or some shit like that though. But they been doing this shit though, and the cold part about it is the companies that buy this shit though and put the shit out, they don't have to state that it's cloned meat. So it's been clone meat in the supermarkets and shit like that, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if most consumers really don't know. We wouldn't know.
Yeah. And see, I'm big on this, coming from the inner city and shit like that, though. A lot of that bad shit or the shit that's not all the way right, it's they still want to make a profit off of the shit, though. So it's gonna go to the inner city. You know what I mean? To them grocery stores where people don't have a lot of money and shit like that, to where they gonna go and spend the money to have some meat to put on the table for their family and shit. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you, just like, man, I'm a conspiracist and all that when it comes to certain things. And just like the motherfucking the Tuskegee Airmen, like how they experimented on them. You know what I mean? To see what it was gonna do to people and stuff like that, though, over time. It's the same way, like, if you got a demographic of people in an area, you know that this demographic of people is gonna go to this grocery store. They're gonna go buy shit from this specific grocery store. Okay, let's get some hot dogs and put some gene growth hormones in these hot dogs and shit like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And see how and track all these people that buy this shit and see how it affects them. Man, I believe all kind of shit like that, happens and stuff, though, man. And
I don't put it past the government.
Right. But that's why it's like, if you in the inner city and you can afford it, go out. Go buy your food from somewhere else. Yeah, it's different ways you can support the inner city. If you know for sure you getting good shit, okay, yeah, support it. But if you have a question about it when it comes to something that you put in your body, step out. Go a little bit out of your neighborhood to go get something that's proper. I don't know how we jumped all the way on this when it was talking about distractions and shit, though.
Cause that is, you know what I'm saying? That's a major fucking distraction, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if I can keep America talking, the fucking world talking about this sunken submarine with an Xbox controller, man, look at all the lab grown shit that we producing right now.
Yep. You know
what I'm saying? Let them stay focused over here. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna take any backlash on none of these labs or whatever the fuck it is. Why we do this? That's like, you know what I'm saying? It's in the same realm of that distraction.
Yeah, for sure, man. So look, that's why it's good for people to just be aware of what's going on, like, especially for things that affect you. And that's why, that's why I want to say, that's why we need news on social media platforms. You know what I mean? That's why we need to have the news and different shit like that, to where, because everybody not turning the TV on and looking at the TV to get their news and shit, though, but you might be scrolling through your phone. You see that, this, they cloning fucking Wooty Wop, or they doing this, or they doing that.
So it's like, if you're trying to put that on the, like really into the inner city, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like pretty much saying, like, inner city motherfuckers, it's like kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if my life is only on social media, I don't know any news that's coming up out of social media. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much like, in the inner city, you motherfuckers is dumb, because you're not finna get no news if, you know what I'm saying, you in the inner city, because it's only social media for you. No other news outlets.
No, a lot of people on their phone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't watching TV. You gotta
come up out that box.
Like the older person, like my mama. My mama still sit at home and watch the news.
Mm-hmm.
Watch. But majority of people is out there moving around, so you might catch it. What I'm saying is, you might catch it first on your phone before you even catch it on TV. They run in one time, though, but on social media you can see it hundreds of times as you scroll through your through your feeds and shit like that, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's gonna pop up in different kind of ways, because it might come from the news source, but then it's gonna come from Jimmy who reposting it, Sally who reposting it. You know what I mean? So you gonna get different points of it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, even if it come down, you see it on social media, like certain shit that I actually see on social media, I actually see it, you know what I'm saying, and I actually go to the source, you know what I'm saying, and see what's popping.
That's the best way.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
that's the best way,
but like, that's not only just
everybody don't do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's like really like how I stated like last time. It's like that's kind of like a lazy person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying, like, shit, if you just trying to say, like, if you in the inner city and you just, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to get no news if, you know what I'm saying, you just on social media. You know what I'm saying? When Facebook wasn't here, You know what I'm saying? When MySpace and all that shit wasn't here, motherfuckers got the news. Motherfuckers knew they was cloning shit before then.
But you know, it's a trip though. Like I done seen like people, right? That'll be like, man, you heard about the what they doing with the chicken and shit? And motherfuckers will be like, nah. Cause a lot of people just ain't paying attention to know it ain't about the people in the inner city to be dumb. You know, and then
look, watch this. Look, hold up. Watch this before you go. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking this social media shit out.
Right.
If we go back into like our days, you know what I'm saying? As far as like Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying, Death Row.
Yeah.
Shit that was happening over there on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? Biggie, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia. We didn't have social media and shit like that for that shit to pop up. But
Hell
that shit
nah.
reached the West Coast though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shit that, you know what I'm saying, Snoop, Daz, you know what I'm saying, all them was doing over here. I bet you that shit reached the West Coast. We didn't have social media and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
We was actually in tune with each other, you know what I'm saying, to where we can actually have a successful game
phone calls.
of telephone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the sole reason why I say, you know what I'm saying, just the social media aspect, if you're looking at it for that, you know what I'm saying, it's like you taking the socialness out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be our, you know what I'm saying, visual of telephone or whatever it may be. But if you want to try to just penalize somebody for trying to like share the news, or this is the only way you can get the news, like then you taking the fun out of human connection.
It's a fucking distraction. It's a motherfucking distraction. You know what I'm saying? But look though, just like this, like some other shit that's been going on with the like with the NFL, with the gambling. You know, it's been a lot of NFL players getting suspended, you know, because they gambling on like the FanDuels and the.
What's the grounds of that suspension though?
Because they shouldn't be betting they shouldn't be betting at all. Like they have some kind of rule, they can't bet on no kind of sports and shit like that. I think it was a player out of Tennessee, a Tennessee Titan player that made a bet on a whole different sport in the locker room, like actually in a facility. And he got suspended for
a whole nother sport.
A whole nother sport. He
so
wasn't
like
betting
me, you
on
in the
football.
locker room, we playing basketball.
Yeah.
It's a rugby game going on over here, and I bet on the rugby game.
Yep. I can't think of the dude name.
That's wicked.
But it's for the Tennessee Titans and shit though.
But if we in a basketball game, the motherfucker outside this locker room could make a bet on me.
Yeah. One thing I could understand in that realm is if like betting on your own a game that you playing in and shit like that though, or FanDuel. Like just say like FanDuel, how you could bet on players and shit like that though. That kind of shit, I understand though. I would say shit, just have somebody else do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but on yourself, but that takes away like, you know what I'm saying, the fan. Yeah. Just because I'm in a sport that actually means I don't become a fan of somebody else. Like if I'm playing,
yeah,
like
he had a Tennessee Titan right tackle, Nicholas Petit-Frere, received a 6-game suspension for betting, and he was he was betting on a different game or some shit like that, on a different sport.
That's great. So you pretty much saying like if I'm dealing in any sport, I can't be a fan of nobody else.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what you're saying.
You can be a fan, you just can't bet.
You can't bet.
That's taking the fun away because that's, you know what I'm saying. I'm not encouraging gambling. You know what I'm saying. I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not encouraging that stuff. But if you got like a little change or whatever, like the little FanDuels, that should be fun sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You put something right there, it be making some of the games like that much like, oh, come on. You know you could have did that shit.
On the real.
They taking the fun away to me.
I think a public service, I think them shrooms is kicking in, you know. But oh man, but look, yeah, they are taking the I can see what you're saying about taking the fun away, but just in the realm, I would say as long as you ain't betting on yourself or your team, they shouldn't be able to cut them. And then the NFL organization has relationships with FanDuel.
Why can't I bet on myself? I should be my biggest supporter
and all that shit. I understand what you're saying though, but you can rig it though. You know what I'm saying? You can rig it if you have certain. Just say if you're a quarterback right?
And if you do it, like I see the part that you doing right there. If you trying to go scam, shim, and do all of that shit,
Right.
like nah, you know what I'm saying? Like be regular for the shit. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker betting on you to make like 10 points, you know what I'm saying? Get out there, like try to get your little 10. Like don't try to be like, oh, I'm not finna get there. I'm finna stop at 9. So such and such and get a couple mil. Not that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely taking the fun out of shit right there.
And that's why I can understand if the NFL just trying to be before it can even get there, stop it before it can even get there. So that's to not let players bet on themselves though. But that shit is crazy though, because like I said, you could just have versus you putting yourself in that position and you know the rules. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to call your union rep and say, hey, can I bet? And you should already know the rules. I would be fucking having somebody else place the bet for me. That make a little bit more sense, you know what I'm saying, than putting yourself out there if you know you're gonna get cut. And then a lot of these games, it's like $25 games and shit like that though. You know what I'm saying? And now you being cut, losing hundreds of thousands of dollars per game and shit like that though.
That's a game within itself. Just don't get cracked.
Don't get cracked.
Placing the bet with the next motherfucker. Or make sure they don't run off with your bread.
But I just think that's fucked up for the NFL though, to have the relationships though, and just to not allow players to have no fucking kind of action at nothing. They should have some kind of action though. You know,
they probably saying probably because their contracts is probably bigger than what a motherfucker gonna get a payout on. Like on the average.
Yeah.
These guys make millions. The NFL should be able to tell them whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because nobody else gets that opportunity.
Hell no. Yeah. And it's a predominantly black sport. So, you know what I mean? They go
niggas for lease.
Man, they gonna use that shit. they gonna use that shit. For real though. You know what I'm saying? But look, moving on some other NFL shit though. Travis Kelce say that it's like between 50 and 80% of NFL players.
Shit, if I can't bet on myself and use FanDuel, shit, I'm finna smoke a blunt, motherfucker. Shit.
And they still get fined for that shit too, though.
NFL,
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all not winning.
They not getting suspended for smoking, but they getting fined and shit like that, though. But Travis Kelce say like 80%, 50 to 80% of NFL players smoke weed and shit,
just real fast, by any chance, can anybody pull up that fine if they get cracked for like smoking weed? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how much the blunt gonna cost, or the joint, or the bone kid. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they paying for that shit, nigga. Like, tap in, motherfucker. If you could spend that much, you know what I'm saying, just to go out to the field and get high, nigga. Like.
Man, I thought Solomon was pulling it up, man. You can't find it?
Nope. No, I just want to know, though, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how much these motherfuckers is paying for, like, on average, I'm going to just say by, like, 1.5 in the blunt, maybe even in a joint, nigga. Even if you pack a bone, nigga, that's probably down there half a gram or something.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be fined anymore.
Okay, yeah, okay. So they stopped the fine and shit like that now. Okay, that's good.
Shit, at least y'all getting some.
Man. So now they can just actively smoke.
So can they, like, is this one, can they do this?
Last year reduced the testing period.
Can the NFL invest in cannabis growing companies?
I don't think so.
Preseason game. Wait, go back down. Go back. Let me see. Between the first training camp and the first preseason game as part of the. So why the fuck are they still testing them then? If they not getting fined, performance enhancing. So cause remember with the you know what they say about THC. Remember they were saying about the I can't think of the homegirl name, the runner, the track star. I can't think of her name.
Something Richardson.
Yeah, but what they were saying about her with the THC, because see, they putting it in performing enhancing. Yeah, performing enhancing. So it's like
no. See, The training camp and first preseason game as part of the league's performance-enhancing substance testing. They will only they only be tested for THC, but not for other performance-enhancing shit.
League therefore.
Okay, so they raised the threshold for failing too. So you'd have to have quite a bit more in order to fail.
Oh yeah, see, I'm asleep on them numbers right there. I'm guessing what the 35 is the casual smoker.
Well, 35 was the old. If you got over to 35 NGML, that's when you consider you failed the test. Now you have to get 150 NGML, so it's actually better.
But then if you fail, what happens?
Let's see.
You get that fine.
No more suspension. The seasoned NFL player will test positive for marijuana will no longer be suspended. If a player does test positive, his case will be reviewed by a panel of medical experts who will then decide if the player would need medical treatment. However, players who refuse to take part in testing for clinical care can be suspended for 3 games after a 4th violation with stronger penalties.
See, so you have to refuse the test.
But see, to me, that's still bullshit. Why you want to be a guinea pig? So now because I smoke weed, you want to do tests on me and shit like that. That shit crazy though when them shroomer things start kicking in. Shit, look. You can see them like color right now, no bullshit. I see your pores. Hey nigga, your eyes look like they sucked in a little bit, and like I see your pores and shit. That's crazy, though. Come on, look. All right, man. But that's crazy though, man. I think let me get back on track though. But I think they that shit should just be cut completely, man. Cause so y'all allowing them to smoke weed. y'all allowing them to smoke weed, but then if they smoke weed, y'all gotta they gotta be like guinea pigs. They gotta be put under some other kind of research to see medical research and shit to find out some other shit y'all trying to find out. And if they refuse to do that, then they get suspended. They can get suspended for 3 games. I think there's bullshit. If y'all gonna let them smoke, man, let them smoke. It's therapeutic. You know, it helps with people. It's a tough, painful sport. You know what I'm saying? Let them smoke some weed, man, without all them extra stipulations. Because as you see right there, if I was an NFL player and I chose to smoke weed, and they say, okay, well, you can smoke weed. You tested, you failed the test, but the only way you can play in the next game is if you submit for this other testing so we can find out this, blah, blah, this and this and that. I'm going to be like, hell no, I don't want to submit for no other testing. NFL player Josh Gordon, who is currently suspended due to the violating the league's rules for performance-enhancing drugs and substance abuse, will not be automatically welcomed back. They will.
So are they trying to put the state of mind that you go in off of THC as performance enhancing? Because
that's what it sound like.
Because it's like we already know, you know what I'm saying? We getting the giggles, you know what I'm saying? We getting the munchies and shit like that. So if you're going out there to play, you actually finna have fun, you know what I'm saying? Versus going out there trying to like hurt a motherfucker.
Yep.
So they trying to make, you know what I'm saying, happiness a performance enhancer. That's what it sounds like to me. Shit. I'm happy than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to say just because I smoke this blunt, I enhance my skills to catch a football?
To catch a football.
Or shoot a 3-pointer?
Yeah, but then in the same token,
I take some shrooms and shit, a motherfucker can pitch a 99-mile-per-hour ball and I can crack the fuck out that motherfucker.
But then in the same token, damn, I lost my little thought.
Token.
Same token. Oh, man. Same token.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going through it, like surfing through the net. We got
what?
these. We got these we got
What
these.
are you talking about, man? Token.
You all right?
I'm trying to think what the fuck I was finna say though.
Insight on artificial vegetables.
Nah, but what you were saying though, you was coming with something else.
No, I was just
Oh,
saying. I'm
close
sitting
the
here
shit
scrolling
on
through.
out.
I'm sitting here scrolling through some of the like little different little articles and shit, like with the lab grown meat. You know what I'm saying? They got little lab grown vegetables and shit out here too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they do. And that's another thing with Bill Gates. I just didn't get to talking about it though. But that's another it's not just the meat. They want to do the same thing with the fruits and vegetables and all that kind of shit though. They want to just have it to where it's just.
They already been doing it with fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. That's
the first time they did it with the cloning that it was publicized was in 2008 when they successfully cloned the goat. They had the picture of the goat, all that little shit though. The two goats standing next to each other.
Was that like a live one? Because I think they've been cloning plants before then.
Yep. That was a lot. The goat.
Are you trying to remember the goat's name or something?
It looked like a motherfucker. Oh, was shit though, nah. But nigga just sitting right here giggling and shit, man.
You was finna say something about these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? How they that testing in that NFL shit.
Yeah.
What had happened was.
Yeah, what had happened. But yeah.
They need to get rid of that shit. Like
that's the bottom line though. With that shit right there though, that was just like a super dub for me right now though. But bottom line is, if they're gonna let them smoke, just let the motherfuckers smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Super dub.
Yeah. Look.
So if you have an NFL team in a state where cannabis isn't legal, that means basically you can't even smoke at all then, right?
Say that one more time.
If you're on an NFL team in a state where cannabis isn't legal, that means you can't smoke, right?
I wouldn't say you can't smoke. Wouldn't it be to like the 150 NGMLs or whatever the hell that was?
Yeah, but wouldn't the state law supersede the NFL's rules?
You would think so though, but how much money are they I don't know. You know, money make a lot of things happen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, maybe they changed the rules up a little bit for the NFL players. Cause I mean, even with the NBA players, they allow NBA players to smoke. So I'm pretty sure they not it's some states that's not legal, you know, where some of these teams are at. I mean, yeah, that's not legal where some of these teams are at. So, and then I'm pretty sure they still blowing.
I don't know if this a thing though. Is if you smoking cannabis as far as it used to take that shit versus eating gummies, is that like, do your tests come up different, or is it still just THC?
They're testing for THC. So.
No, because it's like playing in the NFL and shit like that, getting hit, you know what I'm saying, watching certain teammates get hit and like fall out, collapse and shit like that. Don't that cause some type of trauma?
Yeah, it does. And that's what I was going to say. Like the performance enhancement shit, though. Like they want to put emphasis on that stuff like that, though. So, okay, so they want to, they say like it hinders you from certain shit, though. When you smoke weed, it hinders you. It stops you from this. You can't effectively do this. You can't effectively do that. You get sleepy, you get tired and shit like that, though. But then when it comes to sports, it seems like predominantly black sports, or if it's a black athlete that's doing a thing or something like that, and they might have THC in their use, they want to say, oh, this is an enhancement now. Now the THC is an enhancement. You know what I mean? And I think that shit is the way that they use it with really not having a clear understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's crazy because they're using it both. It's like a double-edged sword because they're using it this way and they're using it that way.
Man, I just say, man, if you in the NFL, get medically cleared for that shit. You can use it medically.
On everything. Yup. You right about
You can
that.
use that shit medically.
On everything, man. Look, like you said, if you want to get that shit cleared and done up, do that shit though. And make it right though. Look, man, we want to thank everybody that tap in and tune in with us, man. Best Way to Show podcast, Big J.
Serpo Jr., make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend. And ring a bell.
Shit. Yes.